I don't think I'll be speaking much on this ride, but I will say this is the first ride in which my GoPro Black 7 camera is not inside the waterproof, weather-resistant mask. It should also be noted that this is the second ride with the Arlen Ness Stage 1 Air Sucker air filter. I just wanted to provide another angle of what it is like to ride on this bike, even with the new air filter, since the previous ride with the new air filter was pretty much nothing but the engine and my leg. So this is one of those instances where I wish I had a 360 camera. Maybe I can acquire one later on in the future. But right now, I think this is going to be a much better looking ride than the previous one. So I'm just going to be quiet and let y'all enjoy the ride as we ride the Golden Triangle at sunset on a hot summer evening. The Highway 73 and Highway 69 interchange is only a few months into the complete rebuild of the interchange. I so cannot wait for this to be 100% complete. That sunset was so beautiful, I had to immediately turn around away from the refineries to get another look. One particular thing I have already noticed about not having the waterproof mask on the camera is that I do hear the engine surprisingly a lot better than I anticipated. And honestly, that's what I want. I do want to hear the engine a lot more. I thought I would be met with a lot of wind resistance, but I guess the microphone picking up the sound from the GoPro is a lot more disclosed and in a really great position than I anticipated. I really underestimated GoPro. I'm very impressed. Thank you. At this point in the ride, I start encountering really big chunks of tires shredded all over the highway. Now, that's not something that is new to me, because every time around summer, I always see a lot of tires being shredded up because the tires have just gotten too old and is under too much pressure to take the loads of the vehicles anymore, that they just shred and fall apart. But I was just really surprised to see that many parts scattered about this freeway. And in a minute or two, you'll see even more shreds on the Memorial Bridge. It's not until I get to the other side of the bridge that I find out where these shreds have come from. My lesson in all this for you is to always check the age of your tires. If your tires are more than 4 or 5 years old, have them replaced. Even if you have tread, replace them, because tires cannot last forever. And when it succumbs to the pressure and the load, they just shred, and it's got it all about putting you in jeopardy as you're seeing all these tire shreds right here on this highway. It is not only dangerous for you to go with shredded tires, but the remains is very dangerous for bikers like me and other motorists who are trying to cross bridges or cross the roads and not hit the shreds. Please take care of your tires. Up here on the right, I encounter a semi-truck with a spare tire on the bed. That tells me that the truck driver has lost tires on either his tractor or the trailer. Now, unfortunately, truckers have a disadvantage because they have a lot of dualies on their trucks, 2 tires on one axle. So it's easy to inspect one, but it's much harder to inspect the other. And when things get tangled up between the two wheels, unfortunately, anything bad like that can happen. And let's bear in mind, these trucks can take a weight no more than 80,000 pounds. That's 40 tons. And I know that truckers and bus drivers have to go through a major inspection every time they get on the road. They have to inspect every little part of their vehicles and the trailers. So they can inspect all they want, but sometimes the pressure just gets too much that even tires that may be young enough to stay on the road just have a weak point and it gets ruptured. So my point in all this is to always keep your eyes on the road. Do not get distracted by anything. Put the phones down. Do not text. Do not call. If it's hands-free, fine. But other than that, stay on the road. Keep your eyes and attention on the road. the sun is starting to really dip down below the horizon, I wanted to get to the Rainbow Bridge before it completely went away. I'm trying not to stay on my soapbox too much, but please check twice for motorcycles because yes, they're small and yes, they're light, but when they're coming up on you fast and you can see that, please watch out because there's no guarantee that a biker will find an exit route in time to avoid a collision. And especially bigger bikes like this Road Glide, they don't brake as well as a Sportster does. So again, look twice for the bikes. I just continue to be impressed with what this GoPro has picked up, even at highway speeds. The color contrast of the sun, the clouds in the sky, and the fading sky is nothing short of amazing. Even with the glare of my headlights kind of obstructing and putting on a little bit of air pollution. Still, this is truly impressive. As I come to the end of this ride, I will say that the GoPro Black 7 camera has really come through in better ways than I expected. I just gotta make sure that I take real good care of it, because at the end of the ride I noticed that it was covered in a lot of mosquito remains. What do you expect out of Southeast Texas, especially after Hurricane Beryl and a few more rainstorms that have come and gone since. Protect yourselves from mosquitoes. I have a lot more rides and a lot more travel videos on this channel. SFAPowerhouse has a sight and sound for everyone to enjoy. Hope you enjoyed this ride this evening, and I hope you continue to enjoy the ride that is the thing called life. Seriously, life is an adventure. Go take it. Take care, God bless, and enjoy the ride.